We're going to be talking about Arrested Development. And James and I have just finished watching season 1 again for the second time. And it's great. Every actor involved is perfectly suited for the role. They did a great job. I don't know if it's, all the acting. It's, casting department, directing, everything, right?
Even the writing for the individuals. Sometimes that's a key part of character. If you're having to deliver lines that aren't suitable for the character, it must be difficult.
I'm going to show everyone what you're eating.
Okay.
So, it's a lame excuse for a Greek salad with some urad beans and some wild rice and some little tartlet things.
Thank you.
The tarts are easy to make. You just take a mini cupcake pan and you grease it, and then you put the round wonton wrappers or dumpling wrappers, whatever, the round ones, in the pan. And then you just fill it with whatever mix you want that you've stuck in the food processor and bake. That's it.
Now, are these out of the freezer or are they recent? Yeah, there we go. So you're not exactly sure what's in there, maybe?
I didn't label it.
All right. I had one the other day, and they're pretty good. I think I'll mix them in with the beans and the wild rice. Mrs. Pickled Carrots, is it?
Yep.
Well. So Arrested Development, that's from quite a while back, right? 2004, is that what you said?
Yeah, that was 2003 to 2004. And Michael Cera was adorable back then.
Absolutely hilarious.
And it's a story about it's a wealthy family, right? And the big father of the house.
George, is that his name? George Sr.?
Oh, I guess he would be. So, he's a businessman, and he's done some things which...
He's a dirty businessman.
He probably shouldn't have done, and it's ended him up in prison. So...
Hard time, too. He's with some nasty criminals, it looks like.
Yeah. So he's hanging out in prison, and the one son that has been trying to handle the business ethically is just, he's trying to get he was tempted to leave, but decided, he
big time.
to stay out. Yeah.
He had a job arranged.
Yeah.
And different location. I think they're in LA area, and it was in a different state. I think it was
Yes,
Phoenix
well,
or something like that.
he is competent, but
Yes, he is.
everybody else in the family
is
absolutely hopeless. And it's just a wide range of yellows and reds, mostly yellows, but the father is red, right?
Yeah.
And so basically, the title Arrested Development, it's saying these guys are not going to develop further. This is who they are.
Yeah.
This is who they'll always
Get
be.
used to it. So.
And it's sad, you watch it and you're like, oh my gosh, and everybody knows some people like this. Not quite like that. Not quite. Hopefully nobody knows people quite so bad as that.
No, but I'm telling you, there's plenty of people in my family that are arrested development. Sort or another. And all I can do is just say, okay, I gotta live with that. Or, I'm not the kind of person to cut people off. But, you're tempted with some. You say, I don't have to live with that. I think that's one of the problems with, family values and all this sort of thing. Family's the most important thing. Yeah. I don't know. It's up to family to make something like a symbiotic relationship. But family's not supposed to be a parasitic relationship. It's that simple. You're being messed around by your family. Well, it's bad enough. Cut them out of your life. Someone in my family cuts people out of life. I've been cut out of the life, and I'm going, wow. Did what I always wanted to. I didn't do the cutting.
But yeah, I have a hard time deciding which one my favorite character is.
Mm-hmm.
They're all really interesting.
Mm-hmm. Some I find more sympathetic. Like the youngest brother. The person with panic reaction. Pretty hopeless.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know which one I dislike the most, too. I mean, they're all great characters.
Mm-hmm. I can't stand his twin sister, and I can't stand his mother.
I know, but his eldest brother is so awful.
Actually, he might be the worst.
He might be the worst.
Oh, he is awful.
He's so bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He seems very yellow, but there's kind of a reddish tinge to his stuff. The twin sister, there's so many people like her out there. They're going for all these lost causes, but they don't know how to resolve them, right? So, these causes look left wing, but she's down deep, she's right wing in terms of her motivations and stuff like that. There's tons of people like her.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
And as soon as Michael wanted to make them actually work for the paycheck, you realize, oh gosh, it's better just to pay them not to be there, right? They're so awful, they'll just ruin everything.
Yeah, even though the characters are very, very particular, it says a lot about family values. You'd never know a character quite like each one of them. No.
Yeah, I would hope not.
Well, that'd be awful, but just one in the family. But you can generalize, I mean, he made a mistake staying with the family.
Yeah.
And so often, they'll say, "You're a lazy jerk," and of course he isn't. It's what I've noticed. Like if you call someone out, they're not wearing the helmet, they're riding their bicycle on the sidewalk, threatening your dogs, threatening little old ladies, threatening, kids and stuff like that. You call them out for it. Tell them they're riding a vehicle. on a pedestrian sort of thing, all of a sudden you're the sphincter. You know, you don't call them a sphincter. You just say what they're doing wrong, which means they are a sphincter. But all of a sudden you're the sphincter, and they're very good at having that happen. You know, some idiot member of his family will accuse him of the exact thing that they are. You know, but it happens a lot in real life. Get used to it.
Anyway, I don't have anything else to say about it. Just it's a must-see. So
Yeah, if you. And the weird thing is, I think it was network developed, not so much cable. I'm not sure.
But you should be able to find it at your local public library.
Comes compliments. Seems to have Ronnie Howard compliment. One of the best things he's ever done. Better than most of his movies.
And this one we own, so we'll be able to watch it again in
Okay.
a year. Pretty much forgotten about it. Tomato seeds on me now. How frustrating. Anyway,
So do you want to talk about any?
what? Oh, you have
Topic
something
one.
else to talk about?
I don't know. Did I hear some goofy stuff on
I
CBC?
have a lot of sticky cherry juice on me. That's great.
Their news actually isn't very good on weekend coverage. It's always lovely,
Yeah.
but they kind of have something like coverage on weekends. On the weekends, it's kind of ridiculous. I don't think I heard any.
It's good you're eating your salad.
Yeah, I always like eating it in the warm weather. Sometimes I forget to eat it first. And then I get full with honey.
Yeah. Well,
I guess that's about it. You don't have any, questions about what might happen. I didn't hear any news. So,
plan on picking some buffalo berry
sometime
sometime.
I'll get a definitive decision as when's best to get hold of.
Yeah, I read that it's best to wait until after first frost, but then another site said, you can pick them anytime once it red, July, whatever. So, I'm not sure. And I'd like to pick a few other things this year. Hawthorns and
Yeah. It'd be nice to get
Rose
out
hips.
there when the cyclists have kind of put their gear into storage. I wanted to talk about cyclists, but I don't know if you want me to talk about them. Yeah, exactly right. I mean, they're absolute. I won't say absolutely useless because I've known
No, and
a couple of cyclists
yeah,
that are
who
quite
are good
good,
people.
but
Yeah.
we've run into well over 100. You know, almost all of them, like 2%, 2 out of
Well,
100.
they've almost run into us. But
Yeah, this is true.
no, I have a lot of apples to deal with, and still a lot of cherries. My cherries are so small this year, but there's got to be 3 times as many as usual. So it takes forever for me to pick them.
You know, it's kind of kept the neighborhood vandals a little less tempted.
Yeah,
I've
because they're
noticed
so
that.
small. Yeah.
Because it's less temptation.
And well, normally I just think about making cherry wine with it, but this year I'm a little bit concerned about not having enough food, and so.
Hard to say what's going to happen. I think there is going to be a second outbreak of sorts caused by lower vitamin D in the off season. Just because people won't be getting as much in the wintertime because it's lower sunshine.
I think it'll just be a higher death rate. There'll be an outbreak because of the schools opening up, but
it'll be
turn
incredible.
into a higher death rate over the winter because of the see what happens.
Well, I think the other thing will be there'll be people with symptoms. When they're sniffling and snuffling, those kind of symptoms will mean, I think, a bigger outbreak too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
But it might be interesting. I'm afraid that with a lot of people, it will be kind of built into their system for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
And when they get low on vitamin D, it's going to crunch on them, like shingles. Crunches on people when they get their immune system gets low. So it might be interesting. I don't know if people, when that happens, whether they'll be infectious, but I think when people have got shingles, an outbreak, they're infectious.
Yeah. So
Get ready, you health professionals. You know,
yeah,
like
I know I would have rather been on a farm when this started, that's for sure. But here I am, so I guess I just have to deal with it.
yeah, I mean, we have to deal with it because the health professionals aren't doing it. Are you anticipating an outbreak like that?
Well, they may
Teresa,
very well
Tam,
be. What can they do
Dina?
at this point? It's already
Well,
and
they're still responsible.
They had this idea
you know?
that they were we're just gonna shut it down, and for what? For what? Now they've just opened everything right up. They haven't.
It seems like
down,
a sacrifice
so
for nothing.
It was
Really, really
I mean,
stupid.
I'm wondering. There should be total transparency in where every one of those $82 billion went.
True.
Because was it just to pay off a few wealthy people so that they can get away on some farm far away and keep themselves safe with all their food stores? Or, because honestly, it sure doesn't seem to be.
Like, does Trudeau's family have a little pension up in the Laurentians, up north of Ottawa in Quebec or something? Like, what's happening there? You know?